Having nearly every possible feature a smart self-emptying and self-cleaning robot could have, Ecovacs Deebot T20 Omni seems to be among the best ever made. But is it? Let's inspect. Hey, welcome to the channel, great to meet you, Michael here, the Tech Mishka. And yes, a bit different environment. It's part of the new studio, a project I'm working on for months now, and it's finally starting to get there one step at a time, but I'll tell you more about this in some of the next videos. Today, we're here because of this. It's a new robot vacuum by the company Ecovacs. It's called the Deebot T20 Omni. And it's pretty special because you not only can do some dry cleaning using this pretty cool rubber brush, it not only makes wet cleaning using these pads and oscillating, but these pads, namely, are being cleaned afterwards with hot water at a temperature of 131 degrees Fahrenheit, which is matching 55 degrees Celsius. And this is finally supposed to remove all these oily stains which can get stuck into the pads after the wet cleaning. Suction power is also very promising, so are many of the other smart features. Therefore, our task to thoroughly inspect it, to expose all the strong and weak sides and figure out whether the Deebot T20 Omni is as good as it is supposed to be. Before we dive into all the tech specs discussions and performance tests, it's fair to explain that Deebot T20 Omni belongs to the high-end robot vacuum segment, where it is competing against Roborock's Q and S lines, and currently even iRobot don't seem to have a meaningful match. Price-wise, this robot is a bit more affordable than the top-end solutions by the above-mentioned companies. Given the marketing statements, T20 Omni seems to have some unique features, and this is why I make this video for you, to check whether all the promises are being delivered and to see if there are any significant drawbacks. This is by far the heaviest and the biggest robot vacuum box that I've ever seen. I remember some other big robots are being delivered in two pieces. Not this one though, some help from a buddy would certainly come handy. Better begin with taking the smaller box out. It's the one containing the robot vacuum itself. Here are the mop pads. The fabric part is replaceable and you can additionally wash it when necessary. Then we've got these two side brushes. Each one has a color which has to match the left or the right side respectively. A cleaning brush, a cable, and there's the robot vacuum itself. This idea with the top cover is quite a nice one. Instead of making too many cuts, Ecovacs have decided to go for this smart idea masking everything underneath. Not that it's too much anyway. The bottom side looks quite tidy. You can see the many sensors available, as well as the places for the brushes and the mopping pads. The only somewhat unnatural feeling part is the installation of the pads. You need to press firmly in order to get them in. Make sure that you sense and hear the clicking of the mechanism. Build quality seems to be trustworthy, and there are some really nice ideas. The 3D mapping module seems to be easily replaceable, and there also is a diagnostic port available so that engineers can pull information from the robot without having to take it apart. Based on these two facts, I believe this is among the robots that are rather easy to service. However, this is something we can fully confirm only if we go for a teardown, something I won't include in this video though. Specifications are really solid, a super powerful suction, 3D mapping based on LiDAR and DTOF sensors, plus reliable obstacle avoidance, up to 170 minutes of cleaning on a single charge thanks to the large battery inside, a 300ml dust box, 3 different grades of wet cleaning, Wi-Fi support for the excellent smartphone app, and of course, the big home station which guarantees a number of weeks hands-free cleaning at home. Well, specs, and sometimes companies make sure that we drown into such, but this is why I'm here to help you with an easier to understand version and to show you what's actually behind all of these numbers. As a starter, I would say the design and the construction of the T20 Omni is pretty solid. I couldn't discover any weaknesses, at least not until now. We are expecting very precise mapping, and I'll show you more details in just a moment. The big difference is the main station, because it hosts dirty and clean water tanks, as well as this big bag which is collecting all the dust that the robot has managed to pick up during the cleaning cycles. And it's apparently a lot bigger in some ways than many of the other competitors because it also does some extra things. For instance, after each and every cleaning, these pads are washed at a temperature of 131 degrees, which according to Ecovacs is removing even oily stains, and that's supposed to be a huge advantage. We also rely on a very powerful motor, which is providing up to 6,000 pascal suction power. That's matching Roborock's best, and it's also better than what the most powerful iRobot devices are currently offering. And it has a pretty decent mid brush, which is silicone-based. It has 2 side brushes, and it has some smart features, very good integration to smart home assistants, meaning that it kind of ticks all the boxes so that we can say it's perfect, but is it really that good? We keep on testing. The rice test. Now, there have been many impressive robots that I've tried so far, and none of them have been that consistent about bringing so many rice grains back. This task is quite straightforward, spilling 60 grams of rice grains and checking how many grams the robot is going to be able to collect. The success rate shows that Deebot T20 Omni comes close to some conventional vacuums, and that's no surprise given its enormous suction power for a robot vacuum. Still, I continue to believe that having 2 side brushes is not beneficial in situations like this one. You're gonna like a lot the mapping, based on combination of LiDAR and DTOF sensors. Its precision is a lot better than the VSLAM technology, which still many robot vacuums deploy. This is why the T20 Omni is usually avoiding socks and cables. Of course, if the floor is tidy and has less objects laying, the cleaning efficiency and the speed is gonna be much higher. You can see that the mixture of flour, seeds, small particles and larger particles has no chance against the really powerful suction. If you're about to fight big quantities of dirt, then using the 2-time cleaning option from the app is a very good idea. Concerning its autonomy, the base station has 2 tanks of 4 liters each, one for the clean water and another one for the dirty water collected after washing the mop. There's a replaceable dust bag as well, and with moderate usage, these are gonna last for weeks. If you clean more frequently and at the highest possible setting for the mop and the pad wetness, then refilling more often is gonna be required. Depending on the intensity, the mop washing happens every 6, 10 or 20 minutes of cleaning. As I've mentioned a few times, the pad can be washed with hot water, which is a lot more effective about cleaning. After the robot finishes all the tasks, the pads are gonna get washed and dried, and you can configure the duration of the drying procedure as well. As you can already notice, the wet mopping is among the T20 Omni's strongest sides because these rotating pads apply 6 newtons of force and cleaning efficiency is amazing. It really is fantastic to see that finally robot vacuums are getting good about wet mopping. Plus, as soon as a carpet is detected, the mops preventively go up. On top, the battery life is also really good. Despite the powerful motor, therefore suction, consumption is less than 1% per square meter cleaned. If you're interested in the smart functions, there are plenty of them. There's the Eco voice assistant, which you can talk to, supports the majority of the commands that you may start from within the smartphone app. If Google Assistant or Alexa are your preferred ways, so be it, they are supported too. Plenty of config options inside the smartphone app, and currently you can preserve up to 3 maps, editable, of course. You can create flows, you can adapt cleaning cycles, set schedules, mark no-go zones, and many other useful things. So, any drawbacks that I stumbled across while testing? Hard to find with this model. I can only complain about the size of the main station, the current limit of saving only up to 3 maps, and the lack of a dedicated detergent tank, but you can add solution in the clean water compartment. If you can think of another flow or a remark, please make sure to add it as a comment. That's impressive. The Deebot T20 Omni is, well, if you don't mind the size of the home station, almost perfect because it has superb wet and dry cleaning, it has very decent smartphone app, it's really good about mapping and supporting multi-floor maps, apparently frequent firmware updates, and hopefully the software in the long run is going to be really well maintained by Ecovacs. And all that comes at a price which is undercutting the most meaningful competitors, and this offers apparently more. So I would say yes, easy to recommend, easy to make it on the list with your preferred next dream robot vacuums. And in case I've missed something or you have a question about it, please, comments are down below the video, where you can also check what others have to say about this particular model. So that's been everything about this episode. Hopefully makes good sense, and if the video was useful, give the video a like, and the least you can do for supporting the channel is subscribing, because that's gonna guarantee you won't miss any of the next cool tech inspections I have on the pipeline. Thank you very much for watching this episode. I'm the Tech Mishka, and really look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye!